All right, good to be back again, everybody. Here we go. So today is an important day, as everyone is. We're going to talk a lot about the captivating one-liner, and the penny's going to drop as to why we are putting together the messages in the way that we are. And then the whole goal of what we're doing here is all around trying to get you to sell without ever mentioning your product or service. It sounds a bit crazy. It sounds impossible, but it actually is. So I'm going to really try to get you guys to understand the importance of that. So it's not about your product or service. It's all about you and getting your credibility across. Now, young people need to learn this. They don't know the skill. And it's very interesting because young people tend to get the technology really quickly, but the why they're doing this and the importance of LinkedIn, no real interest. However, it's so encouraged, guys. If you want to invite people, please can you think about inviting some young people to join this, late teens, early 20s. A lot of them love social media because they know Instagram and they know all their channels. Everybody knows Instagram. Everybody knows that channel, those channels. They have no differentiator. If you can learn to build one-on-one relationships and build up the skill that I'm teaching, very few people know and understand it. And if you combine it with the technology, you're in an incredibly powerful position going forward. You're not going to starve if you know these skills, put it that way. And the thing about LinkedIn is it isn't pretty. So a lot of young people don't like it because it's not as cool and it's nice looking and it have quite the same kind of social vibe that all the others have. And that's fair enough. However, they can either do what everybody else is doing and learn how to do Facebook ads and all that stuff, which everybody knows how to do, or they can come and learn something that very, very few people know how to do. So I'm just encouraging you, all you guys, if you can, to please start inviting young people to join these. As you know, they're free. It's a really, really good skill for them to learn. All right. So it's also really important just to reiterate that booking a permanent time in your diary for lead generation is so important. So half an hour here today, me teaching, another half an hour Q&A, but you guys doing your invitations and building your whole network, super important. If you get a meeting booked during this time, rebook it. Make sure you've got at least an hour in a week, an hour per week. You should really have 3 hours per week, guys. An hour Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or whatever. So try and just make lead generation and sales and prospecting a permanent part of your diary. It's really, really going to help you. Even if it's only half an hour to 45 minutes, 3 days a week, because you're just building that network. It's going to make such a big difference, guys. It really, really will. Okay, so we're going to break into chat circles again in the second half of the session after I've gone through the captivating one-liner again and really started to help you guys understand that, because I want you guys to join those circles. We're actually going to call them conversation circles instead. So to join a conversation circle, build a nice group of people and you can use them as a sounding board. Ask them, guys, what do you think of my captivating one-liner? What do you think of the messages that I'm going to prepare to send out to this guy or this lady, this contact on LinkedIn? What do you think? Have I got it right? And just having a couple of people you can use as a sounding board will really, really fast track your ability to hit those numbers from a sales perspective, because that's ultimately what you want to do. So it's tricky. What we're doing here is tricky. It's finicky. So having that sounding board is really going to help you guys going forward. Okay, now let me just quickly share my screen. And I want to just quickly go through a little bit more about chat circles or conversation circles, as we're going to be calling them. Right. When you've got a message, they're going to appear as a little red number. See, I've got a little red number 2 here on the top of the app. So you can see when you've got messages or notifications. Now, there's 2 ways of accessing them. The easy way, you just click on it and it'll say you have so many open conversations and 200 messages, click here. That will take you there. Also, in the app itself, under chat circles, this will probably be renamed conversation circles, you can see I've got a couple of messages waiting for me. The red means that there's an open message waiting for me. The green means there's a conversation that's currently that's open. There's no new messages, but these are open conversations with various people. Now, where this gets quite good is it's got a few quite nice features. So first of all, I'm going to open that, click on it. I can see got 2 unread messages. Click here. It takes you to the circles page. And you guys have now started putting your own conversation circles together, 3 and 4, 5. Eventually, it's nice to get to between 5 and 8. Don't go bigger than 5 or 8. That's probably perfect for you guys. So let's go to an example here. So for example, I've got a message waiting for me. I can click on it and I can see it's red. So thanks, Ruan. He's just giving me an example of a little discussion here. I can then open that conversation. So think of this like a WhatsApp group, except that you can have conversations with a WhatsApp group. And in those conversations, you can add more people to a particular conversation from outside, and you can remove people from that conversation that are not relevant. So I can take this particular example and I can create a new comment. And the other thing that's cool about a comment is you can paste a screen grab into it. So you can actually ask people, what do you think of this? And actually show a screen grab, et cetera, et cetera. Once again, for your relevance, it's great for a couple of things. First of all, you can create a new conversation and say, hey guys, what do you think of my captivating one-liner? Or hey guys, what do you think of this message that I'm sending out? That's the first thing. The second thing is on the right-hand side here, you can see all the LinkedIn profiles and people who are in that circle. So let's say you guys got invited to a conversation circle and it already has 5 people in it. You can see who they are by going straight to their LinkedIn profiles. Now, guys, this is all free within the app because we're encouraging great conversations to take place. So you guys can start to use it and really build some really nice circles of people helping each other using the app, et cetera, et cetera. If you get annoyed with the emails that are coming in, you just turn off your emails if you want to turn those off in a particular conversation as well. And you can also bow out of a conversation that is not relevant to you. You can remove other people from that particular conversation that's not relevant to them. And of course, you can edit your circle members here if you're the person that created that circle in the first place. So the reason I'm kind of laboring on about this right now from a technical perspective is because it's so useful to have help. It's so useful to have a bunch of people that can be there and go, help me with this, help me with that. What do you think of this? And create these little support groups. And that's why we built this. So you guys have that within the app. It's got a couple of other nice features that you can use, although a little bit less relevant. So for example, if Ruan sends something to me, I can send him a little tag back like, okay, I got it. I'm working on it. It's been approved, declined, escalated, or resolved when it gets done. It's really good for using this for workflow within your own internal team. And it all sits on top of the app where all your conversations are taking place anyway, because of the fact that it's all linked and connected to the actual My Most Trusted extension over here. All right. So just ignore Maya over here. These will start appearing for premium clients, and certain other bars will appear if you belong to a particular network and your networking group that you belong to outside of this has adopted My Most Trusted as an app. We're actually creating tabs for each of them specifically. So hypothetically, if you with ABC networking group in Cornwall, then you could have your ABC networking group in Cornwall, little tab over here, and you can do some specific things for that particular group inside here. So we are really working hard behind the scenes to make this just really cool and just pretty flipping awesome, actually. Okay. Finally, for those guys who remember, you can only add people to a conversation circle if you've added them to your trusted connections. So you must add them to your trusted connections and have them in your trusted connections list before you can add them to a conversation circle. But you can also add people who are trusted connections of those trusted connections to a circle. So if I'm friends with Leon and I can see Leon's got 165 individuals, I can invite Leon, one of Leon's trusted connections with Leon, to a conversation circle, and we can start grouping them together. Obviously, you don't invite people who you don't know and trust without the permission of the person that does know and trust them. And you can see that from your trusted connections over here. So ask Leon to get an invitation or referral to somebody in Leon's particular network. And there's a little button that you'll use to do that, view trusted connections. I'm going to go into more detail around that in another session, but this is how it's working so far. And I just want to reiterate the ethics of what we're building. Okay, so guys, that's circles. And after this, we're going to break into groups. For those of you who can't attend these in person, we're going to do a big mega session very shortly. So look out for the invitation. We're going to do it later in the day so that if you're in America, it'll be the morning for you so you can join. If you're in Europe, it'll be the afternoon, and it's Australasia, you'll be able to be in the Southeast Asia, you'll be able to be in the evening. So we're going to do a real mega session so that at least those who can't attend the regular sessions like this can join, and you can join a conversation circle and meet other people that can help you with your the tech and as a sounding board for the messages that you guys are sending out. Once you learn the skill and it's really just flowing, it's just click invite, da, 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 da. And you guys should already be able to be pretty good at it. You should be able to do your invitations, your acceptance messages. You know how the quality contacts work. You know how your great conversations work. You know how to rename them. You know how to set up your settings. You don't know how to do a tracking link yet. And I'm going to show you that next time, because before you do a tracking link, we've got to focus on one of the important things and today, and that is the captivating one-liner. Hope you all did your homework, did a little bit of reading of my ebook, because that's what we're going to focus on now. And it's very difficult for me to teach this other than just show you example after example after example after example. So what is a captivating one-liner and how's it going to work? Okay, let me ask you, let me answer the question, how does it work? You need to have some kind of article or some kind of blog post or maybe even a video or a video interview. You need a link that the captivating one-liner is going to turn into. And I'm going to show you some examples of how we do it for clients and how some of our DIY guys do it themselves. So here we go. First of all, let me bring up a couple of examples. And these are old examples, which we did with someone a long time ago, but I love them because they just put them onto LinkedIn. So this is a classic example of a LinkedIn article that was published on LinkedIn. So you just go to LinkedIn. I'm not going to teach you guys in these sessions how to publish an article on LinkedIn because there are a million videos out there that can teach you how to do it. And most of you already know how to publish an article on LinkedIn. The secret is the one-liner, which is the headline. A captivating one-liner is more than just a headline. However, it's still quite important that you use it as a headline, but it is actually a lot more than just an ordinary headline. Okay, here's example number one. Online retailers. Your low quality pack shot photography is chasing your customers away. A captivating one-liner is never ever about you. So obviously Candy is a photographer. She can take lots of photographs about anything, but she has chosen a specific niche. And it's really important that you target a particular niche. Whose niche is, what niche is Candy focusing on? Online retailers. So she's mentioned online retailers, and this is a trick, guys. She's mentioned she's mentioned inside her captivating one-liner, she's mentioned her target audience. 300% increase in clicks if you specify the audience in the actual one-liner itself. Nobody does this, guys. And that's why I save the really good tricks for session. I think we're in about session number 5 now, because I don't want people learning these tricks and then falling off. I want people that stay to get the really good stuff. And there's a lot more phenomenal stuff coming. Well, obviously there is. So online retailers, your low quality pack shot photography is chasing your customers away. Most photographers go, hey, want a great photographer? Hey, need some great photography done for your pack shot? No, doesn't work. You've got to talk to them about their pain. And this is what makes this such a powerful one-liner. See what's happening, guys? Chemical companies, once again, targeting a niche. Chemical companies, your strategy is a molecule. If it doesn't bond, it's useless. So once again, another example of how Christo over here simply wrote an article on LinkedIn with a powerful, captivating one-liner and then published it. A lot of people ask how long it's got to be, how long the article's got to be. It's how long is a piece of string. We're going to talk a lot more about that next week when you start to actually do your content. And the good news is you only have to do this once, guys. Just do it once and then your machine is built. And I know some of you guys hate writing content, but you've got to do something. Whether it's a blog post or whether it's a LinkedIn thing or whether it's just you making a 3 or 4 minute video, whether it's a video interview with me, you've got to have something that people can click on, because that's what they need to see you, that you understand their pain. They need to see that you get it, that you're not spamming. Remember what our goal is? to get an appointment and even possibly get as close to a sale as possible without ever mentioning your product or service. You're only talking about their pain, and it's your own personal value that will get you in the door. So when you get in the door, and I just want to reiterate this again, to get in the door, you can't use the same strategy you use when you're in the door. So the in front of the client presentation that you use will never work for a help to get them in the door or get you in the door pitch. So what a lot of people do is they take their presentation that they've done, that they would do when they're in front of a client. They would take that presentation and they would one by one take a bunch of points and then recreate that and make a kind of advert or article about it. Doesn't work. You've got to talk about their pain, not about your product. Does that make sense? Getting in the door is completely different to what you do when you're actually in the door. And this is what we're doing here. So to get in the door, what you've got to do is you just drop them a message in their LinkedIn, right? Just like this. Just drop them a message in their LinkedIn saying, hi, so-and-so. You can read my article as promised. Here it is, and drop it into their direct messenger using the app I've already shown you as an acceptance message. So once again, I've been through this before, but your invitation message, and remember where it is, guys, under settings, you have your invitation acceptance message. All your invitation message says, hi there, I've just written a great article with this headline. I'd love to share it with you. That's all. Let the captivating one-liner do the work. No spam, no are you interested in, shall we set up a call? None of that sales nonsense. Or my company is this. No, all you do is you say, I've just written an article with this title. And that's it. And you drop it into their direct message box using the app. I'm going to show you next week how to turn this into a tracking link. So when they click on it, you're going to be notified that they clicked on it. My God, that's brilliant. Better believe it's brilliant. And it's going to notify you that somebody's clicked on your little link. If you get them in real time while they're on it, you can then reach out and send them a professional insight message like you learned in episode 3 of this training. Remember that? Now do you see what's starting to happen, guys? Your invitation message goes out and the invitation message says, hi, I'd love to share this with you. I've just written this article and the article headline. The article headline is so bloody brilliant and so captivating that they have to click on it. It's specifically meant for them. And that's why the captivating one-liner is so important. Then you send it out to them and it looks beautiful, especially if you use an image. And I highly recommend you use an image, right? So when you drop it into their direct message boxes on LinkedIn, it looks really cool. Okay. Then you send them your professional insight message. Now, if you send a professional insight message and they've clicked on it because you've been notified that they've clicked on it and the tag has been created and you've got a notification in your sales pipeline, then when you send this message to them, there is a good chance that they will respond and start a conversation with you. And that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that conversation. Remember, your goal is not to get a deal, it's to get a conversation. I've been through this with you a lot, guys. This is the art of writing these messages. Now, if they haven't clicked on this amazing article, don't go to them and say, what did you think of my article, guys? Isn't it brilliant? Isn't it awesome? Let's set up a call. Don't do that. Also, send them another professional insight message, because if you send them a really nice personal message, and remember, guys, I've given you lots of examples about this. If you've got that, right, and you put this message, they're going to be obligated to scroll back up. Remember who you are, because that's what you want to do. You want to get your personality and character into their mind, and then they're probably going to click on it if they haven't before. If they've clicked on it already, they'll probably start a conversation with you and maybe even click on it again a second time to remember it and give you another chance. So what you're doing is, because you're approaching them with a non-spammy approach, you're getting them to click onto your article, you're getting them to take a look at it, read it, skim it, whatever, but they know who you are. All you can do in phase 1 of a new relationship is get them to know who you are and not dislike you. You've got to build that trust and credibility immediately. You don't have time for no like and trust. That is your goal. They know you, they like you, then they trust you. To start off with this process on LinkedIn, you've got to start with trust. Then they'll get to know you, then they'll get to like you, and then they'll get you to trust you even more. But the best you can hope for is that they know who you are and they don't see you as a spammer. And this is the beauty of this whole approach. It's so unbelievably gentle. It's so relaxed, and you're just showing them and reflecting their pain back at them, but at the same time showing them that you know them and you totally understand their industry, their pain, whatever it is you're trying to get across. And that starts a great conversation. You should find that from your first message, when you do this properly, you should get about a 1 in 3 to 1 in 5 conversation rate. That's amazing, guys. Most people send 20 LinkedIn messages and you're lucky if you get one decent reply or even a half decent reply. You should be able to get to 1 in 3 to 1 in 5. And that is without even doing a follow-up. And I'm going to do a whole session, guys, on follow-up. What if they don't respond? What if they do respond? What if there is a great conversation in progress? Remember, from the app perspective, you're taking them from high quality contacts. You're moving the down arrow. Once they start a conversation, you've now got a great conversation with them. I've been chatting to this guy, Craig, for ages. We've got a conversation going back and forth. I am not going to try and sell to him specifically yet. Why? Because he knows what I do. How does he know what I do? It's because he sees it on my LinkedIn profile, which is right there. I don't need to resell my product and service. I just need him to know that I'm there for him, and this is what I'm good, and this is what I do, and I'm bloody good at it. But I get his pain. You see, and what's going to happen, and I need to really reiterate this in future sessions, is you stop here after one message. You can't stop, guys. You've got to keep doing your follow-ups. You've got to keep building quality conversations with high quality people. And you've got to follow this methodology. And I'm going to show you how to do that by keep, submitting and continuously sending more messages, moving across to email. If they're not responding on here, respond with an email. I'm going to do a session on LinkedIn voice messages, how you can leave a LinkedIn voice message. All these cool tricks at your disposal. But ultimately, it comes down to this. Make sure you're dealing with high quality contacts, nurturing them, building trust without ever selling them your product or service. Okay. How do you do that? With a captivating one-liner. Here's a few more examples of beautifully designed articles that we do for our clients. So your goal is to have an article or a video or something. I've given you examples of LinkedIn articles that you can just paste as a blog post on LinkedIn. Anybody can do it, and you can do it yourself. I won't talk about the length yet, but just make it long enough. It doesn't really matter how long it is. Just make it sure it doesn't talk about you and brings a salient point home. Even if your whole article only makes one really good point, that's absolutely fine, but make it good. Do not sell. Your goal is not to sell. It's to build that credibility and talk about their pain. All right, here's a captivating one-liner, and I'm going to go through this over and over again so you guys can get it. This client is targeting factory managers. Okay. Factory managers, do you have any idea what is actually going on in your plant? Now, this is phrased as a question. However, I'm not, as you guys know from previous conversations we've had, I'm not a big fan of questions. I'm a big fan of bold statements. But if it's provocative enough, you can still use it. But never use words like, are you interested in, or are you, or do you feel this? Don't do that. Try to avoid that. Sometimes it does work and you can feel the power of this message. Do you have any idea what is actually going on in your plant? It's cool. This could also have said, factory managers, you don't have any idea what is going on in your plant. It can still work powerfully. But the point is targeting factory managers. This relates back to a LinkedIn search that you can search for factory managers. And what we do for our clients behind the scenes, and what you guys can do yourself DIY, is we log on to those LinkedIn profiles and we do it for you. And we only send this message to factory managers. And there are thousands of factory managers on LinkedIn. Okay, here's one. This client's targeting gym owners of gyms around the world. Your salespeople are hot, but looks don't sign gym contracts. Here's an example. Now, this is what we call a listicle format. It's a couple of paragraphs, right? And then just bullet points. And each bullet point brings a salient point home. So you don't have to write long articles, guys. You can write a couple of paragraphs, hook them in with what we call a captivating opening sentence. I'm going to go into more detail about this next week or the week after as you start to get your content sorted out. But what you want to do is just have this really nice looking article or in listicle format. So I'm just giving you guys some really cool ideas here as how you can use it. Okay, once again, salespeople, gyms. It mentions your target audience in the one-liner. It's not about you, it's about their problems. This is a cracker, targeting SEO experts. For those of you in SEO watching this, SEO Lord's Prayer. Dear God, please don't ask me to do SEO on Shopify. Now, captivating one-liners are strategic. They're very specifically purposed because this is a major problem for SEO people. They hate using Shopify to do SEO. So he's reiterated the pain right back at them. Do you see what's happening, guys? Also, give yourself a nice photograph. Make yourself look good. This is about you, your credibility. This is what gets you your results. You start dropping these cute little messages and provocative messages into people's direct messages, and you track the clicks with a tracking link. Woo! You start to get some serious results there, especially when you start using that professional insight message and you just make these bold statements. Financial services CEOs. Poorly documented legacy software held together by sticky tape is suffocating your business, and it's far more damaging than you think. A captivating one-liner does not have to be one small little sentence. It can be quite long. That's why I use this as an example. Okay, same idea again. Listicle format, not that long, looks beautiful, makes you look beautiful. The digital CFO. I want automation and I want it now. This got a phenomenal success rate. Targeting CFOs. CFOs are busy. They don't click on anything, but they clicked on this because it specifically told them about an issue that they are interested in right now. The automation is a pain for them. And that's why a lot of these guys clicked and they reacted. Now you might notice something. Some of these guys target job titles. CFO is a job title. Others are targeting an industry and a job title together. And others are targeting an industry or a overall general class of people like SEO. Okay. This is targeting gym owners. This is targeting factory managers. So this is only targeting a job title as well. So you see what's happening, guys? Let me give you another example because I'm going to keep taking you through these. The interior design industry. This is targeting an industry. The interior design industry is under attack from deceiving discount bandits, and you'll lose your commission. Once again, make you, in this case, our client, look really good. This guy sells rugs. The article is not about rugs. Okay. Robotic uprising. The 6 skills accountants need to survive the robot uprising. Targeting accountants on LinkedIn, specifically. They could have made it the 6 skills you need to survive the robot uprising. No one will click on it. It's too generic. As soon as you throw the word accountant in there, the accountant thinks, oh, this is just for me, specifically for accountants. Sean understands the accounting industry. Therefore, I'm going to give Sean the time of day because he is seen as a specialist in the accounting industry. He's not a specialist in the accounting industry. He's a specialist or can help any industry. But for this particular purpose, he's targeting accountants. I'm going to keep repeating myself, guys, because it's so important that you guys get this right. Okay. Now, financial services CIOs, once again, targeting an industry and a job title. All these guys are available on LinkedIn. Easy to find. Be honest, your project managers don't know what they are doing, do they? A bold, provocative, captivating one-liner. Teachers and lecturers. The classroom of the future is here. Want to see what it looks like. This is provocative, which is nice. It asks the question, which I'm not a big fan of, but in this case, it works. So you can break those rules. Once again, I'm just giving you as many examples as possible to help you guys nail this captivating one-liner. Because if you get your captivating one-liner right, all the messages that you send after that are amplified in terms of their results. Paint companies. Reading your online content is dull, lifeless, and colorless. It's like watching paint dry. Tell them their problem. Hit them with it. Tell them their problem back to them. They like that. They'll smile. And if they don't, they can get lost. Clearly, they don't have that problem. You'll find that you're going to be seen as an industry expert if you make bold, provocative statements. Food companies, you have too many staff and they're wrecking your efficiency. Holy crumbs. That's a bold statement. Now, some people are worried about publishing an article with such a bold headline. If that's the case, don't publish it on LinkedIn where everyone can see it. Publish it somewhere else like we do, where only the people you reach out to see it. So we hosted, for example, for these clients, only those clients and the specific people they invite on LinkedIn can see this article. So it's not technically published. So be bold, guys. Be provocative. If you hold back, you're just going to be like everyone else. And nobody wants to be just like everybody else. Okay. Retailers. Prep your stores for intelligent brands that know their shoppers and price themselves accordingly. If you're a retailer, how do you not click on that? You have to. Oh my God, my products can price themselves. How the hell does that happen? I need to click on this. This guy sells software, but he doesn't talk about software. You don't talk about your products or service. You build your own personal brand in that process. Okay. Vetting candidates, the HR manager's nightmare. Now, what I do is I workshop this with a lot of our clients. I sit there and we workshop. What is your captivating one-liner? What is your captivating opening sentence? How do we structure this process that really gets the most out of their pain? So the workshop process helps you get this. What I want you guys to do is give it a go yourself. And if you need any help, contact me or use your support group. And we're going to break into groups shortly. And you can use that support group and that conversation circle to help you do it. All right. Finally, you can do a video. Some of you guys might like a video. Here's an example of a video. All right. I do video interviews with scottcundill.com. It's a 12-minute interview, and that video interview could easily become your link. And we can edit it and do some cool things with it to make you look good. So you can also look at driving people to a video or an article and a video together as one. It depends on what you want to do. But please, guys, don't be shy about writing a few paragraphs of content. If your article is only a couple of paragraphs long, right? It doesn't have to be so long like this. This is a pretty short one. Just write a short one, but make an incredibly important point. That's what you want to do. And try and avoid selling. And finally, here's another example. And if you want to see video interviews of other video interviews I've done, go to scottcundill.com and you're going to see a whole bunch of these videos here. Okay. Here they are. So check them out for this. I've done countries from all over the world. And you can see them. So the question you need to ask yourself now, guys, is my captivating one-liner amazing? And what type of content do I want to put together? If you're quick, you don't have too much time, just publish something on LinkedIn and get it done. And use the sounding board to help each other. All right. I'm going to finish off now in terms of the recording. And I'm hoping that you guys got a lot from today. You're going to frame your captivating one-liner. Your homework is just get a one-liner. For those people who couldn't join us next time. We're going to do a really big session. Join a big group session so you can get into your little support groups. If you can only attend once in a mega session, which will be at a time zone that's hopefully comfortable for you, just come once, get into a support group and work with those people. Awesome, guys. I hope we're really starting to get a lot done and you guys are learning so much out of this. If you need any help specifically one-on-one, you can contact me. Otherwise, use your support group, break into little groups, and let's start by doing some Q&A. For those who can't join us in person, see you next time.